Congresswoman Ilhan Omar and Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan headlined an event this afternoon. Our John Croman joins us now live in Minneapolis with a recap of that. Hi, John.
Hello. Congressman Ilhan Omar today said that really this is about unity and solidarity and people just standing together and condemning hatred. And she said words do matter and that a hateful speech should not be part of normal political rhetoric and normal political conversation. Now, the Congresswoman gathered along with Asian American Pacific Island leaders, Lieutenant Governor Flanagan, and other Native American leaders in South Minneapolis this afternoon to talk about the rise in hate crimes targeting the AAPI community. This ranges, of course, in more recently local examples that we know of the Woodbury couple who found a threatening note tacked to their front door, blaming them for the virus, and then a case that was even closer to home, KARE 11 Sunrise anchor Gia Vang's father being threatened by a motorist as he waited at a St. Paul bus stop with his grandchild.
We cannot be bystanders to hate and harassment experienced by marginalized groups. We must condemn it universally.
Omar applauded a bill pending at the state capitol from Democrats Frank Hornstein and Samantha Vang that would make it easier to report hate crimes and increase police training for handling those cases. Republicans opposed the bill because it includes the terms sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression.
Attack on one community is attack on all of us, and we don't want to see that happen, and we get divided.
We cannot Minnesota nice our way through the uncomfortable realities that face us.
All of the Asian American women who spoke today at this news conference talked about being taunted and teased for being Asian, looking different as they grew up. But they say what's happening now, this whole rise of violence and attacks against people, they're blaming blaming all Asian people for the pandemic, is just something totally different and very dangerous. Back to you.